Hello, we're back at the Military Vehicle Technology Foundation in Portola Valley, California with one for the artillerymen. I'm standing in front of a Howitzer Motor Carriage M37, described in the manual as a full-tracked, armoured, self-propelled mount for a 105mm howitzer. Based off of the M24 chassis, only 150 or so were built before the end of the war brought production to a close. So we'll be having a look at this vehicle in two parts, the drivetrain and chassis, and then the interior. So let's get started. In terms of mobility, the vehicle would span an 8-foot trench, climb a 3-foot step, ford up to 7 feet deep with preparation, or climb a 38-degree gradient. The hull was of a welded construction, and there were 2 very large inspection plates under the engines, together with 7 drain plugs to let all that water in that came in during your fording operation.
The running gear is similar to that of the M24, with the drive sprocket at the front and the adjusting idler in the rear. To adjust the idler and thus track tension, the first thing one is going to do is release the bolt which holds the locking plate in position. With the locking plate cleared out of the way, one can then get a large wrench and screw the idler wheel forwards or backwards to the appropriate tension. The idler wheel is connected by way of an arm to the last road wheel, so as the road wheel will go up or down over the bumps, the idler wheel will move forwards or backwards and maintain constant track tension.
Under my feet are 2 Cadillac V8 engines, which are 346 cubic inches. There are 2 55-gallon fuel tanks, one located on each side of the engine bay in an external compartment. In fact, there's 2 of pretty much everything related to the engines of this vehicle, to include 2 fuel pumps. The fuel lines are cross-connected. As a result, it is possible to run one or both engines off of one or both fuel tanks. Continuing on with the theme, we have 2 transmission oil locations, 2 engine oil locations, there are 2 generators at the front of the engines, at the back of the vehicle, and there are 2 transmissions. Alright, so the 2 fans you can see at the back are the 2 completely independent but identical cooling systems. They are filled by use of the radiator filler caps, which are located to the front. And continuing on with the tradition of pairs, the batteries are paired to 6 volts per side, because forward of the batteries is the receptacle for stave starting, and forward of the cooling system you can access the transfer unit and also see the 2 transmissions. Each transmission is of the hydromatic type, and they will have 4 forward gears only. The transfer unit will take care of reverse. So actually what this means is that the vehicle has 4 reverse gears as well. The transfer unit takes the power from both transmissions and combines them to a single drive shaft. These are clutch levers. It is possible to completely disconnect one of the transmissions and thus one of the engines from the drivetrain, and the vehicle can move on the power of one engine only. That said, you only want to do it for a short distance or the engine's going to overheat. So from the transfer unit, the propeller shaft transfers the power up to the control differential at the front of the vehicle. The control diff controls both the steering and the braking. The brakes control the steering. The turning radius is 20 feet. So that's it for the drivetrain and chassis. And next we're going to go and have a look at the crew compartment.